Somebody come get 'em. They're too old for TikTok.
Hello and welcome to Too Olds for TikTok. This is episode 228. We have a very special episode coming for you. There's a lot happening on TikTok. My algorithm, I definitely need to start getting off the pregnancy and newborn TikTok. It's become like too much. I'm inundated. Some are good, some are bad, but it's just too much. So
I got one today.
Because you probably were on my Wi-Fi this weekend.
And it was like horrifying. And I was like, I don't want this.
No. I got to fix my algorithm. But I am still getting some good stuff. So we have a lot to talk about. Catalina was here this weekend in New York City. We were together. How are you?
I'm very tired, Dina. We did so many things. I'm having to redo this right now because I lost track of my train of thought.
Yeah, I have to edit Catalina a lot this week probably. I think you're right. I think we should do a rose and thorn. What were your rose and thorns of your time in New York City?
I had many roses is the thing. So I would say Din Tai Fung, Russian Vodka House, and Margaritaville all in one night.
Wow, you're right. That was all in one night.
That's a rose.
When
I got home last night, he was like, I was really sad that you were doing like your favorite things in the world and I couldn't be there. And I was like,
wow.
You know what? You're right, because I also went to Din Tai Fung.
We have a video about Margaritaville that will play in a different section. But it is the most underrated place in New York City, for sure. The views, the reason why we wanted to go is because, so you were visiting because they're friends of yours from Brazil who hadn't really done like a lot of the New York touristy stuff, and they were doing a lot of shows in Times Square. So where can you get a great sunset view of New York City for just the cost of a drink, or not even any cost? You don't even need to buy a drink. You could just go to the 31st floor of Margaritaville.
I mean, you probably should buy a drink.
You should, but you could also just go up there and take a picture.
You could buy a cheap drink.
Yeah, I had a mocktail, of course.
Well, that wasn't cheap because mocktails are never cheap. And it's like the drinks are expensive, but I mean, you're paying to be having a view.
New York City prices, they're not actually that expensive.
No,
they're average.
They're a little above average.
Anyway, but then I went and saw a separate show. Catalina saw another show, but then we reconvened at the Russian Vodka Room, which I don't recommend going there pregnant because there's really nothing I could partake in there.
You could have a pierogi.
I did have a pierogi, and I sniffed your vodka.
I had the filthy martini, and
good.
I sampled some of Sam's pickle and whatever
garlic.
Vodka,
I think it was pickled garlic.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I've had that one before. It's really good.
Yeah. And then Din Tai Fung was delicious.
I love Din Tai Fung, and I also think that we're on the same page because our friend, we were with several people, and Sam was like ready to give up on Din Tai Fung. She was like trying to order food, and I was like, no, I'm waiting.
We were committed.
I am going to Din Tai Fung tonight. I will go there if they let me in 5 minutes before the restaurant closes. I'm ordering a full meal.
Here's my one complaint about Din Tai Fung, and it's the toilet color. They have black toilets that are, I can't see if there's dirt on them. It's very off-putting. That's my one complaint.
The one but like I would not order again were the noodles. Not worth it. Not worth the rooms.
I like the noodles. I disagree, but
I think the noodles were not memorable, and I would rather eat more dumps.
I agree that the dumps are where it's at, though, so you may have a point there.
And then for thorns, I actually do have a really good thorn. Okay. I'm not allowed to say my true thorn, so I'm going to say my second thorn. My true thorn is Dina and I had an argument. Well, actually, we had a one-sided argument that I'm blaming on pregnancy.
Yes, I'm blaming
I was not a part. I didn't know there was an argument until much later.
I'm blaming it on pregnancy hormones.
Okay, but my secondary thorn, we don't have to go into that because people on this podcast think that we are peaceful individuals who have never argued in our entire lives.
What's your real thorn?
My second real thorn is that I think I read the weather wrong. And I packed so incorrectly. And so all I had were like thick pants. And so I had to borrow shorts from my friends all weekend. But then I would be very frigid. So I was having temperature regulation issues the entire weekend.
Well, that's global warming for you because it's not supposed to be 85 degrees and sunny at the end of September. It was a summer day this weekend.
No, it was straight
crazy.
up hot.
Yeah.
It was hot. I was uncomfortable.
Even in shorts, like you're
Even
sweating.
in shorts.
Yeah, it's crazy weather. So I don't blame you for that. But that is a thorn, the weather. Wow.
Big thorn for me
And the
was
packing.
the outfit scenario. Okay, what are your rose and thorn?
I have a word to the wise for you, though, because you do get cold indoors. You need to start bringing around schmatas.
No, I know, but then I had to carry the freaking schmata
You gotta
when
carry
it was
a schmata.
100 degrees out.
Sometimes you just have to carry the schmata.
I know, I was carrying the schmata, and Sam and I on one day just took a full backpack, and I took a full outfit change.
Good. My rose and thorn, well, my rose is similar. I mean, it's the Margaritaville Russian vodka Din Tai Fung. Another rose, going to karaoke was very fun. Seeing my friends sing, seeing other people sing. My thorn actually happened at karaoke is when Ashley and her friend almost got assaulted by the man who was singing in their faces. And luckily he stopped before it got real, but I didn't like witnessing that.
I feel as though I didn't really see that man. Mm-hmm. I mean, I heard him, and I heard him screaming about Jesus, and then just like, did he leave the bar? It was very odd.
Yeah.
Similarly with Ashley at karaoke, there was another man who I think they were like had come from an event. These were different. He was with a group, but he was like holding on to the two people he was with, passing out.
Oh, this was the drunk man. Yeah.
And then he was getting closer and closer to Ashley
as she was
and
singing.
I was like, Mama, there's a man behind you.
Luckily, his friends like took him away, so it ended up fine. But you know,
yes. Well, Ashley these days, friend of the pod, is looking for an altercation, and so she just turned around and was like, "Excuse me, do not throw up on me on the mic."
Okay, the last thing, the other thorn is when we took the bus together, and Ashley ended up biking, and she would have definitely got into a physical altercation because she would have.
I think a verbal altercation.
Probably, that's more likely.
I think very much. She already told us what she would have said. She would have just said, "Could you please stand up for my pregnant friend and let her?"
Yeah.
Or like, "Could you please stand up so my pregnant friend can sit down?"
Well, basically,
like
on
that.
the bus, I had to stand up because an old woman was literally falling over. So I was like, oh my God, have my seat. And then these three very young girls didn't move for me.
They weren't that young. I think one of them said the year she was born while we were on the bus.
It was like 92.
It was 96. Dina,
96.
we're not that much older than 92.
Okay, but yeah, we're still able-bodied if we're not pregnant. That's my point.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you're
old.
making it sound like they were teenagers. Like they were old. They were old.
You mean
they
old
should have
enough
known
to know.
better.
Yeah, to
yes,
know better.
and then a woman started randomly speaking directly at me about the September 11th museum.
But she was actually meaning to talk to her friend sitting across the bus. And that was actually a rose because that was hilarious.
Yes. Anyway, New York Times are always fun. I'm very tired. And the final thing is that Dina brought me to a whispering only bar as our final activity. And that was very comical. And I will be returning.
We do have to give Sam credit as well because it was mine and Sam's plan to take you to the whispering only bar. So
as a surprise. And I thought we were going to a candy store.
Or Wegmans. But this was much
because
better.
we were walking in the direction of Wegmans. And I was like, I don't need to go to Wegmans.
Okay, let's get into the TikToks. As I've mentioned, I'm too much on the pregnancy and like a newborn TikTok. But what I do like is I am seeing a lot of Jersey Mike's pregnancy sandwiches. Now, there is a Jersey Mike's that just opened in New York. I don't know if it just opened or there's one here. So I am intrigued by these because I might pull the trigger and I might be getting some Jersey Mike's. I don't think I've ever had Jersey Mike's.
You have. You know when you had it?
In Ohio? It was a Jimmy John's. It was a Jimmy John's, not a Jersey Mike's.
Which is worse, because I think it's Jimmy John who was the one who was doing like large game hunting.
I have no clue.
Either Jimmy John or Jersey Mark.
I couldn't tell you. But okay, so this is a video by Schmal.
I think that's been a saving grace for me is Jersey Mike's. And I'm just going to tell you what my order is. I get the chicken bacon ranch sub as a bowl, and then I add extra meat, banana peppers, and pickles. And it's something where I don't spike, and it kind of fills that void of having a sub. And then I also add a low carb tortilla to make it into a wrap. So I'll just show you what it looks like. But seriously, this has changed my life in some regard. But
by the way, lucky for me, I passed my gestational diabetes test, so I don't have gestational diabetes. I like this order. It looks good. You know, chicken bacon ranch and getting a tortilla on the side. It looked pleasing to me, adding the pickles. I don't know, would you have this?
I was wondering why you were getting gestational diabetes.
It's just all part of pregnancy TikTok. I get it all.
Would I eat this? Sure. I don't know why, but with Jersey Mike's, I think that it's like Subway sandwich. I feel like I don't feel comfortable going to a sandwich spot unless it's like a local sandwich spot, because I always think it's going to be Subway
quality. Yeah. The next one, which doesn't have an audio, so I'll read it. It's by Marilyn Lester, and this is the video I've been getting most of, which is this is sandwich specifically. It's a BLT with mayo, American cheese, cherry pepper relish, banana peppers on Mike's Way on rosemary parm bread. And so this is a pregnancy safe sandwich, although a lot of people in the comments were like, shredded lettuce may have E. coli. Like, okay. But other people in the comments did say you could have the turkey and the ham from Jersey Mike's because it's oven roasted and not cured in water. So pregnant people do have the turkey. So you know what? Maybe I'll have the turkey if it's safe. I don't know if I should trust TikTok, but
I think the thing with sliced meats, and I know this from like if you're immunosuppressed, like if you take immunosuppressants, which is another reason why you would like avoid meats or whatever. I think a lot of them, if you just cook it, kills the bacteria.
Exactly. Yeah. If you just cook it. Yeah. If you just like microwave turkey or like oven turkey.
There's something else about it's considered more risky in terms of like meat risk to get sliced, like deli sliced meat at the deli counter versus the stuff that comes prepackaged. I don't know. This was like advice for some health stuff with my mom long ago that I remember being like, that's weird, but I guess it makes sense that like there's many more variables with the
deli slice.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't
food
know.
Safety
Eat
stuff.
Whatever and go forth. Eat your shredded lettuce.
I like how Jersey Mike's commented, "We got you besties." I think Jersey Mike's is now in on this. I don't think a not pregnant person on the algorithm is getting these videos. Like, have you seen any of this?
No, but I did see one today about a woman who was like, I haven't slept, it's postpartum, and I'm almost hallucinating. And then I was like looking at stuff about co-sleeping, and then all these people were talking about getting a night nurse. And then I looked up like night doulas in my area.
Oh, you're worse than I am. Jesus God. Okay.
And I was like, I'm not pregnant, but this scares me. I'm just so, I really don't do well when I don't sleep. And that really triggered my anxiety.
Oh God. Okay. Well, let's move on from pregnancy TikTok. But I think I will pull the trigger and try one of these Jersey Mike sandwiches. That's all
I think
I'm
you
saying.
should try
I'm
a night
influenced.
doula. I think you should try a night doula.
Postpartum?
Yeah.
Where would they stay?
They come to your house and they are at your house for
a night
like
nurse.
multiple hours. And you say, yeah, I know. There's doulas and there's nurses, though. I was reading the website.
I know.
The nurses are like more qualified. Okay, we don't need to talk. We'll talk about this off air.
Yeah. All right. The next thing on my For You page is by Matt Plays Spirits Island.
Eric Adams just dropped out of the New York mayoral race, and you know what that means. It's time for him to be Mary and O'Mary. There's no other option. Why else could he have possibly dropped out? Surely it's not because he thinks he can't win. It's because he's going to be the next Mary after Jinx Monsoon. You heard it here.
This is perfect. No notes. I mean, imagining Eric Adams in O'Mary is hilarious. And you saw O'Mary this weekend. What did you think?
I really enjoyed it. I didn't realize how many people like weren't familiar with Cola Scola because people in the group were like, oh, I didn't expect so much yelling. And I was like, did you know what this show was? Like, do you know Cola Scola's comedy? And also Jinx, I don't know. I think people go, especially like the group we were with, it's just like you hear about it.
You hear it's
and you're
funny.
Like, yeah, I'm going to go. And then Jinx Monsoon is, people might be drawn in by Jinx Monsoon.
Yeah.
For like the fact that
and
she's
you said
on
she
Drag
was
Race
good,
and all
right?
that. She was amazing. Of course she was amazing.
that's exciting.
Fantastic. I would have loved to see Cole, but I also was really happy to see Jinx.
I would love to see Eric Adams.
I was just thinking, who was that guy who did all that embezzlement?
I was just thinking George Santos.
Yeah, he would be amazing.
He would be amazing.
Mary.
I feel like I've seen a TikTok about that too.
George, okay, ideal O'Mary cast. George Santos,
Eric Adams.
De
Blasio.
Okay, I was also thinking, what's the guy, Jonathan Bailey? He would be an amazing Wilkes Booth.
Yeah.
John Wilkes Booth.
Or Mayor de Blasio would be good.
No, Mayor de Blasio has to be Lincoln.
Yeah.
Jonathan Bailey is John Wilkes Booth. Eric Adams is Mary.
Yeah,
and then George Santos is like Mary's handmaid.
Yes, that's a
and then
perfect
who's
cast.
Lincoln's accompaniment man?
Cuomo.
We already said Cuomo.
No, we said de Blasio.
Okay, but then randomly Jonathan Bailey's there.
Yes.
This works very well.
It works perfectly. Okay. Next is a video we talked about. It's by Twerk and Tony, and they're at the Margaritaville in Times Square.
Ever wanted to feel like you were in the beachside resort in the heart of Times Square? Me too. That's why I'm here at Margaritaville. Yum. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I would like you to visit during the summer next summer, and I would like us to go to the Margaritaville pool.
I'm happy to do that. He was saying it's very empty. This is kind of like this past summer when I went to the Hard Rock Hotel with Sam, other friend of the pod, and people in Madrid. I think that like people really need to lean in to the irony a bit more of all of these places. I think that people
for the
think
bit.
Like, you have to do things for the bit. And someone actually commented on my Instagram story about like us being at Margaritaville and was like, "Wow, you're officially a boomer." And I was like, "This is for the bit.
This is not for boomers.
This is the bit through and through." And also Margaritaville, the best part about it is, except for the downstairs restaurant, which is trash, the bar is good.
Yeah, and we ordered some appetizers. They were fine.
I thought that you couldn't eat that because of pregnant, but the like sushi
you had little tuna bites. They looked good.
Those were good. Everything was good. Margaritaville is 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
And my favorite part now is that now I'm like a regular. So when we walked in, I was like, I know exactly where to go.
31st floor.
And now I know which elevator plays the fun videos and which elevator is the service elevator.
Okay, moving on to your For You page. What do you have?
Right. Well, right before this weekend when I was going to be with all my friends from, well, not all, but some friends from college and things like that, I got this video from Maddie Brocato.
If you're seeing this video, congratulations. You are the winner of the Behave Like Your College Self for one night and one night only coupon giveaway sweepstakes. Congratulations. As the winner of this giveaway, you will receive a coupon redeemable for one night and one night only, in which you are completely free to behave like your college self. And when I say free, I do mean free of charge, free of judgment, and free of consequences. It doesn't matter if you're with your family or your coworkers or with your friends or by yourself or with a loved one or with a potential lover. It doesn't matter if you're poor or don't have a life or don't have that many friends or don't have any plans. You can cash this coupon in at your leisure.
So, permission to behave like your college self. I think there's many interpretations of behaving like your college self.
Yes, of course. What the first thing that comes to my mind is I was sad because behaving like my college self would be us taking 10 shots of vodka during pregame together, which I can't do with you. But you know what? I had fun still while sober.
I also can't really do that anyway. Like, I drank a few, like, I was nauseated. Like, I don't think
in
that
your old
10
age
shots
you're
of
not
vodka,
taking shots of vodka.
I mean, I am, but like,
but you didn't this weekend.
Not 10.
Yeah.
I think also behaving like your college self could be interpreted not just in the partying, but just in like the gremlin behavior. Like, if I behave like my college self, I'm gonna be like not changing my sweatshirt. Wait, I already do that. Okay, so that doesn't count. I'm still doing that.
You're still doing that.
I'm gonna be bumping into walls, spilling soy sauce all over them. I still kind of do that as well.
I think it's, or the other way to interpret it is like being a hoe if you were a hoe in college, but you're a married lady, so that's not for you.
Or like freaking out about work,
Schoolwork?
Like pulling an all-nighter and convincing yourself that you have tongue cancer.
That's very special for you. I don't think that's a one-of-one mono experience.
I also think that everything we mentioned are things that I still would do, except the all-nighter. I don't do that. I don't subscribe.
Okay. Let's move on.
Okay, the second thing on my FYP is I've been getting updates from E.B. Tilly, the girl who said that she only showers twice a week.
Day 9 of showering every day until I somehow enjoy it. I think y'all are onto something. Because I showered last night before going to my boyfriend's house, and this morning I went to Pilates, and normally I would not shower after Pilates because I don't really sweat, and I don't have a lot of time, whatever, and I would just put dry shampoo in as I did and wash my face and move on with my life. Today I'm like, what do you mean I'm not going to shower before work? Suddenly I'm like thinking, didn't do it yet, thinking about being a 2-shower a day girl, because you start normalizing it, which is I realized maybe what happened to me with the showering, or the non-showering, is that I started to normalize non-showering, and I didn't really feel disgusting because it was the way I felt every day. And now that I've been clean, I'm like, should I do this twice? I'm starting to wonder if y'all have trained me, Pavlovian dog style. Oh, and also my item for today, I'm not going to shower this morning because I don't have time, but I am going to do it tonight. But my item for today is I got myself a waterproof speaker.
And in fact, I got another update from her. There was an interesting one because she was doing a video about how she thinks that her not showering was connected to like depression.
That makes a lot of sense.
It makes so much sense. And how now that she's been showering more frequently, she's even like, I even understand like 2 showers a day and that type of thing. And today I took 2 showers, Dina.
I'm so happy. I'm very happy for this creator, E.B. Tilly. I'm happy for you. I'm happy to everyone who showers a lot.
I know. I took 2 showers because I didn't shower I didn't shower yesterday, I think. So that's kind of gross.
We don't need to go
I flew on
over
an airplane.
Your shower schedule. What I would like to go over though is we had a revelation about my mom's Suave usage, which is connecting to showering a lot.
Yes, we did. Pamela called me out for talking shit about her Suave shampoo, and I said the other day I was showering and I was looking at my shampoo and I thought of her because I have expensive shampoo.
Thinking
and
about
I was
Pamela
like,
in the shower.
It wasn't sexual. That's where I think. That's why I have panic attacks there.
Oh, that's why I like going in the shower.
I hate it. Anyway, so I was thinking in the shower, and I look at my shampoo, and I have like...
You have a nice shampoo,
I have
$30
I have
bottle.
actually multiple fancy shampoos,
Yeah.
and this is where I'm like, which expensive shampoo am I going to use today? And then I thought,
That's
wow,
stressful.
I'm telling you, I'm not well.
Oh, I would take out all, like any stressful decision making you do in the shower. I would just finish one thing and then go on to the next one.
No, because one of my shampoos is like I have greasy hair, so I have like one that would like be over drying if I did it every day.
Oh, I see.
And then I have another one. I have like multiple shampoos.
No wonder why you're having
and
a panic
one of them
attack
you have
in the shower.
One of them you like put in and let it sit in your hair,
Oh
and then I'm like,
my
do I want to
God.
sit in here and wait? So those are the things I go through. Anyway, back to Pamela.
sorry.
So I'm looking at my shampoos that I rotate through, and then I was like, wait, Pamela, if she showers so much, no wonder she uses Suave.
So much
because
Suave.
she uses so much shampoo.
Yeah.
So if she was using like $30 shampoos, like I'm doing,
She'd be spending so much
she'd be
money.
she'd be hemorrhaging funds.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
It all makes sense now.
She's buying the value Suave, not even just the regular Suave. It is value, like you're getting 30% more for like 99 cents.
I mean, I'm still not going to do it, but I respect her and I understand her.
Beautiful. I'm glad we covered that up. So what's
right.
next?
My final highlight is I've been getting some videos recently about women convincing like their partners or their parents, like their dads, that Anthropology is selling rocks now.
This is a video by Destination with Dull Ovici.
So Anthropology has this like new thing, and like everybody's getting them, and I'm so excited.
How do you know Anthropology?
Because she has an idea. She says it's for the table. It's a centerpiece.
Anthropology?
Yeah, it's an anthropology rock. Wait, I've seen those. Yeah. They're so cool.
Where's this from?
Anthropology. I just said that.
This is a centerpiece?
Yes. And it comes from the earth. Each one is unique. And you challenge your energy through it.
It's pretty
It's
chaotic.
very long.
So
It's
yeah,
very long and chaotic.
it's a boyfriend and a dad who are convinced that this person has bought a rock. But the great part about the video is the dad goes into the garden and finds the same exact rock, and it's like, here's a free rock. But then starts to understand that it's a joke. I had gotten some of these and I swiped away so quickly. I didn't realize it was a prank. I did think Anthropology was selling rocks because I could care less. I was like, I don't need this content. And I swiped. So I'm glad you sent this one because I'm like, oh, it's like a prank everyone's doing.
I mean, the other thing is, like, I remember there was once years ago that someone did a really funny post about all the just, like, insane shit that Anthropology was selling on their website.
That's why it's
for
believable,
Christmas.
yeah.
So it's super believable, and this started as a prank, but then Anthropology, like, got on board.
Right.
And it's, like, I saw one video of a girl who was in a store, and the like employee came over and was like, yeah, like, have you seen our rocks? Like,
oh, maybe that's why maybe that's the video I saw and I thought it was real because it was in the store. That is the one I saw. But that's great because Anthropology is trending, so it's
great.
Yeah.
It's great publicity. They're also, like, poking fun at themselves.
Exactly.
They know. If you said that you had bought a $500 rock from Anthropology, would anyone believe you?
They definitely wouldn't because I'm not into, like, home decor, so why the fuck would I buy a rock for $500?
Yeah, I don't think people would believe me either. If it was, like, a robot, they would, because that's the thing that I tend to buy is, like, weird, like, robot adjacent items.
Yeah. Like, well, give an example.
The Theragun, the Roomba. I had, like, a Roomba army for a minute.
What do you mean you had it? Where'd it go? They died?
I sold the Brava Jet, which is, like, the mop one. I sold on Facebook Marketplace. It was a piece of shit. I hope that person, it's basically like a glorified Swiffer. And the regular Roomba I haven't used since I moved to Columbus, and we're gonna trade it for a bike with my friend.
Sorry, let me get this straight. You're trading a Roomba vacuum for a bicycle that one rides.
Yes.
Okay. That makes absolutely no sense to me.
Why doesn't that make sense?
Well,
I don't need the Roomba.
It's giving like that girl on TikTok who started with the fucking paperclip and traded up a house. So I don't know who's winning or losing in the trade for the Roomba to the bike, but
I think that
great for you guys.
The bike is probably worth, frankly, less than the actually, I don't know, bikes are expensive.
That's okay. We don't need to get into who wins or
Ivan needs a bike, and we don't need a Roomba.
It's then everyone wins. I'm so happy. Let's end that there.
Let's move on.
Okay. For drama talk, I had a TikTok by Gucci Pooj.
This wedding venue is refusing to return a deposit of over $18,000, even though the groom has tragically died. Chris Perry and Kristen Seidel got engaged last year, and they had booked their wedding for October of this year. And on May 12th, one day before his 33rd birthday, Chris collapsed and passed away. They had booked the Cotton Room in Durham, North Carolina, and by the time Chris passed in May, they already paid half of their wedding contract. And within 2 days of Chris's passing, nearly 5 months before the wedding was scheduled, they did call the venue to let them know. But the contract was strict, and it said that unless the Cotton Room was the one initiating the cancellation, there will be no refunds. A local media outlet, WRAL, was able to get some answers out of the executive director of the hospitality company that owns the Cotton Room. He said they won't be issuing a refund because they've been holding the venue for a year and that other couples wanted their wedding date. They did say that if they found a couple that wanted to get married on the 11th of October, that they would refund $11,000 of the over $18,000 deposit. And even if they could find another couple to take the date, they would still be keeping $7,500 because of all of the work they had already done toward this wedding, I guess. But none of that matters because even though the Cotton Room says they made a good faith effort to rebook the venue for that date, they could not find another couple, allegedly. Chris's parents actually did a joint interview about this situation, and there's definitely some confusion about how this money is being spent if there is no wedding. They were under the impression that the $18,000 was for rental fees, food, and also drink. This appears to be one of those venues that has an in-house culinary team, so you don't have to hire an outside vendor to do your catering or your drinks. But frankly, 5 months before a wedding, how much could you possibly spend on food and drinks that far in advance? It's also of note that their photographer, their DJ, and their wedding planner all issued them full refunds.
Then she goes on to read an article that this Cotton venue is quoted in, and they have the worst statement of like why they're keeping the $18,000. This is just so blatantly terrible, and all the comments agree too. Like, not only is this bad, but it's bad. Why for PR would you not refund the money? Because now they're going to get boycotted too. This is just bad business. Horrible stuff.
Yeah, I think someone dying is like a pretty egregious circumstance. And I guess I understand the financial element of the objectively, not from like a moral perspective. I understand why a venue, if you cancel, would want to hold some sort of funds to like recoup funds, but they'll be able to fill that.
But it was 5 months in advance, so they weren't like booking people. It wasn't like, I don't actually understand. They weren't buying food yet. What a bizarre thing.
No. I think the loss is the idea that you're not going to be able to book that date.
Yes, of course, yes.
And so it's like, how much money are we going to lose because we're not going to have a wedding on this date? So it's not like they didn't spend that money. The reason that they're not giving the money back is because they think they're not going to, and that was why one of the conditions of giving the money back was like, well, if we book the date, then we'll give you money back. But you're right, it's like a horrible PR thing and very heartless and heinous. Well, that was a really good, way for us to feel good about things.
Well, moving on, we have a learning on TikTok. I love this video. It's more visual, but it's I'll play a little bit by Rosen.reports.
You know I have to start right here with the price tag because these little numbers will tell you whether you're getting a deal or not and what to do about it. Come on in. A lot of numbers in the beginning there. Those are just internal. Don't worry about those. We start paying attention right here. See the 1499? That's an important number. That's the original price of the product. That means when it first came into the store, that's what it went on the market for. And you can still see it's at $14.99. So if you see a sales sticker and it says, it's on sale for $14.99, no, it's not, because the original price is $14.99. The other thing I want you to look at is this number right over here in the black box. You see that 18? That tells you how long it's actually been on the store and just waiting to be sold. This correlates to the 18th week of the year, which we looked it up is late April, the last week of April 2025. This thing has been sitting and it's not selling, which means this is due for a markdown. It has not been marked down yet. A white label with this, with no sticker on it, you almost want to walk away from it, but it's due, because come over here. These jean shorts right over here, these were just marked down from $14.99 down to $10, and look at that, the number in the box, 17, which means this has been sitting out as long as this. This is ready for a reduction. I want to show you the most important number on the price tag, and it's the last number on it, so come on in here. It's right next to the black box. It's that little 1. You see that's 1? I'm going to walk you through this. There's 1, there's 2, there's 9. I'm going to walk you through the numbers. Here's what the 1 means. It means it was specially made for TJ Maxx. So this is from Cynthia Raleigh. Big designer, right? But you wouldn't find this in the Cynthia Raleigh store. This was specially made for TJ Maxx if you see a 1. So here's a product with the number 2 on it. These are the real gems. This is what you want to look for at TJ Maxx. That means this is the real deal. This was sold in a major retailer, may have even been sold in the real ASICS store, and then TJ Maxx got it for a discount, scooped it up, and brought it in here, and you're getting big discounts.
So if you go to TJ Maxx and you use his way of decoding the price tags, yeah, the like they're not serial numbers, they're like actual, just they kind of denote what TJ Maxx is meaning by certain things on the tags. So
I think that is a serial number.
Is it? Yeah. Well, it's not like the serial number of the product. It's kind of just like the tag, the codes, yeah. So if something's $14.99, you could tell it's been marked down or not. You could tell if something came in a pair. What a great learning. And if you want to go shuffling through TJ Maxx stuff, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, I think that the most interesting one to me was the one that tells you things that have been made specifically for TJ Maxx versus things that have been bought from other companies that were made for those companies.
Yes, which was the last number. If it was a 1, it means it was made for TJ Maxx. If it was a 2, it was brought from another store and marked down even more.
And I've learned a lot about this because like with outlets where there's always clothing, I guess I didn't realize that TJ Maxx did a similar thing to the outlets.
Yeah.
Where they sell things under the name of the brand, but it's not really that. It's varying levels of quality.
Exactly. Yeah, well, stuff you learn on TikTok. Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Moving on to a food TikTok that Ashley, friend of the pod, sent. It's all visual, so we have to explain it. It's by the Snack Sensei. It's loaded kettle chips, which they put Spam on. That was the one thing that sticks out in my mind. Do you remember what else they put on?
No, because he makes a lot of different loaded kettle chips, so they all kind of like blend together in my brain.
Okay, well,
he makes like really
interesting.
Ornate kettle.
I would try these. I mean,
it was Maui onion kettle chips, rice furikake, Spam teriyaki sauce, spicy mayo, roasted seaweed. I love my city, Frisco.
That's a great caption. Would you try these?
Definitely.
Yeah, me too.
I think sometimes with some of these kettle chips, like the ones that he makes, it is so much though that it becomes like I don't even want the kettle chip, I just want the other things. Yeah. But I guess maybe the crunch that it adds to it. We once covered a girl who, I don't know who came first, this guy or the girl, who was making like a twice baked type kettle chip where she put balsamic on them and cheese and things like that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it looks good.
It's all like in the nacho family, exactly. And you can't go wrong when you kind of mix up like a little crunch, a little salt, a little sweet. What's not to like?
The other day, our friend Samantha, friend of the pod, when we got home from playing darts until the bar closed, one-on-one in an empty room, decided that she needed some nachos and made the classic version. You know what that is? Just tortilla chips on a plate with cheese and you put it in the microwave.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah,
and
classic.
then she decided she needed a vegetable, so then she just like cut a raw green pepper.
She would.
She and ate it on the side.
She didn't even
and
put
then
it on
she
it.
was no, and then she was eating the pepper and she was like, these nachos actually need more cheese. And so then she like went and got more cheese and microwaved them again.
Reheating nachos.
That is the classic, just like that and making like a quesadilla in the microwave are the two just like saddest. Like
Yeah,
I'm out of ingredients,
yeah.
but I really want nachos or a quesadilla. It was lovely. I really enjoyed watching that.
All right. Last but not least, we have an update. We covered in our New York City section a new place that opened called Spirals, and they sell cinnamon buns of different flavors. There's some savory, there's some sweet, and Catalina and I and some friends happened to go this Sunday. And sometimes TikTok isn't always right. I'm glad we tried it, but I think the consensus was like, we don't need to go back.
This was a perfect example of viral foods that go viral for the like shock or aesthetic factor, but then the actual product isn't good.
It was fine. It wasn't bad. I don't think you could fuck up
I think Ashley, friend of the pod, solidly disagrees.
Okay. I thought it was fine.
She was like,
good.
This is bread. I mean, it is. I mean, it objectively is bread. We asked the woman working for her recommendations. She went ahead and recommended every single cinnamon roll except the one we went on to order. So she kept being like, the cookie dough one is really good. The cookie dough one is really good. It's really good. And we were like, fuck the cookie dough one. We want French onion soup.
That was the driest one, the French onion soup.
It was so dry. I also told Ivan about this when I got home last night, and he was like, if that place existed in Columbus, would you think it was as bad or would you like it? And I said, no, I would hate it more.
I don't know if quality is quality. It and taste is taste. It was just mediocre at best.
I think he was saying like, oh, because we don't have places like that. And I'm like, well, like we don't need that place. You know, no one needs that place.
Now on my algorithm, I think cinnamon buns are like a thing now because maybe it's a fall thing. I don't know. I've got a video about making pumpkin spice cinnamon buns. I got 2 actually from 2 different people. So maybe it's, there was the chocolate chip craze. Now there's a cinnamon bun craze. There's all these phases of desserts, right? So cinnamon buns are having a moment.
My favorite cinnamon bun to date, and I really hope it's still around because I'm going to try to get it when I'm in Austin, is from Mañana, which is the cafe in the South Congress Hotel. And they would have their pastries at 4 p.m. would become half off.
Oh, that's the best.
And I would go with my like coworker and do like a little writing session and then get like a cinnamon bun or whatever. those cinnamon buns were notably, like distinctively very good. And there was something about even the classic cinnamon bun the other day where I was like, I'm not impressed by this. Like, it's fine. It's good. Like, it tastes good or whatever, but it's not like the best.
You don't need it again.
Bun.
Yeah.
No, I think the bread, frankly, was not that great.
Yeah. Well, okay. That closes the episode this week. Thanks, everyone, for listening. And we'll be back next week for more. Bye.
Adios.